Hi, hello everybody. Welcome. Here we are. Isn't it nice to be here at the end of the fucking world? We love to see it. Uh Not really. It's bogus. Anyway, moving on. This is Thy Kingdom Come. We are live from the apocalypse, a not-for-profit TTRPG studio making actual play content in the form of streams and podcasts to raise money for nonprofits, aid organizations, and progressive causes. We're currently raising money for Medical Aid for Palestinians, and we ask that if you like what you see here, take the $5, the $10, whatever you can spare, no expectations, and donate it directly to Medical Aid for Palestinians instead of giving it to us. The donate button is right where the subscribe button would ordinarily be. I'm going to wave my hands wildly because where my little box is on Twitch has no relation to where that button is. So find it like that. By clicking it, you can make the McElroy brothers yell at us and interrupt whatever dramatic and important scene is going on. Really, you're just going to be interrupting Brendan. So if you can like time your donations when Brendan is having like a really emotional scene, that's the choice. That's the choice time. Or like when he's got to roll dice. Choice
Sefer
time.
has emotions?
Sefer has a lot of emotions, actually.
Sefer has so many feelings.
I don't know.
You're
if
so
Sefer
right.
has
Why
other-
am I? I'm sorry for dunking on your guy.
It's all good. Or V2 rocking in a trench coat. This channel does have some donation incentives. A $15 donation allows you to give a player of your choice +1 forward, or it can go into a little +1 forward pool. A $20 donation allows you to give a player of your choice -1 to their next roll. It costs you more to be nasty. And if you donate $25, you can force me, the poor put upon GM, to run the game in a Stitch voice for 60 seconds. You won't find a deal like that anywhere else because it is too silly. Now, with all that out of the way,
yeah, Justin,
what?
fucking grip it, baby.
Yes, that button. Thank you, Chrissy. You found it.
Shit,
You did
dude.
it.
Crack
We
one for the
appreciate
big
you.
boy.
Without further ado, let's introduce our players. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about your character. Starting with Amber.
I just picked my phone up with my foot. Hell yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as the Space Jamber. You can find me anywhere there's internet at the Space Jamber, except Blue Sky, where it's the spacejamber.bluesky.social. I am an Emmy-winning TTRPG writer, editor, podcaster, and streamer, and also the marketing manager over at Labyrinth Games and Puzzles in Washington, D.C. Tonight, I am bringing you the scholarly styles of Imogen Warwick, our one and only powerless person who just loves her German brain friend. So, just be like that. But yeah.
Good times with brains in jars. Speaking of that, Brendan, would you like to introduce your character? Oh, wait, no, it's Bedlam next. Sorry. It is Bedlam next, technically.
We could go in any order, really.
It's true. It doesn't really matter.
I do aspire to someday be a brain in a jar, so you know, that's good stuff. Only with tank treads, if possible. I am playing Jerome Nears. He's our tainted, doing things for the good of his patron, and therefore the good of the world. Really, if we look at it the right way. Angels are not to be trusted. The church is not to be trusted. But demon patrons are really just the better choice. I think we can all agree on that. Anyway, Jerome is a 14-year-old drunk pusher at school because that's also a good thing to do. It gets you to know everybody and into the social circles of things. Currently, dealing with the fact that his coven and associates are being attacked and war is being waged, and there's a lot going on here. He also did not shapeshift back from his demonic form properly, so he's walking around with some bones sticking out of him in this these archives. So that's fun. I think that is where we still are, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay, so yeah, that's Jerome. So let's see where it goes from there.
Fantastic. And now, Brendan.
Hey everybody. I am Brendan. I am Running tech tonight. I am also playing in this game. Brendan. My pronouns are he him. I am also playing Sefer. Could just see them on screen there. Their pronouns are they them. V2 Rocket in a trench coat, as previously mentioned. Teenage Frankenstein Thembo. Really going through it. Or if you prefer, a teenage Frankenstein's monster Thembo, as Jamie so helpfully pointed out on another stream.
But Frankenstein was the true monster, so, you know.
You know.
Anyway, shenanigans. JD, speaking of shenanigans.
Hey, I am JD, pronouns he, they, and in this game I am playing Saint Soren Augustine. Saint playbook, because we totally have that. It's not the Revenant. Ignore what is written on the screen right there. Soren has done nothing wrong ever in his life, and we do not need to worry that he will do more wrong things, like maybe kill a whole bunch more people. My blood is up to 3 now, by the way. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to use that to use vigilante every time I can. It's fine. I have a lot of people to kill.
I will note that the Revenant playbook, it says punish, not kill. But, you know, that's fine. That's fine.
That's where I'm at, Della. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I getcha. You had a very bad conversation with your father last session. Well, a very emotional, probably the first emotionally honest conversation you've had with your father. Anyway, I see that I'm big on the screen. Hi, I'm Della. I'll be playing everyone else. So where we last left our teenage monsters, our little monster squad. You guys had, we'll do a brief recap here. You guys had been to the home of Sefer and met with Sefer's adoptive parents and got some backup. They're going to be looking for Uncle Tony, who is the current sort of like the mastermind of the present Sons of Adam organization, who appear to have done something that cut off the magic, like access to magic in the area around Snake Church. Like somehow they did something that fully cut off magic. You guys then went to go to the archives to figure out what the hell, where Jerome got distracted by comic books. You found an illustrated copy of let's say the Leviathan. Let's say you found Hobbes' Leviathan, which is probably considered heretical in this timeline. It wasn't entirely not heretical in our own timeline.
Which is interesting, but that's also a whole kind of other conversation given its general support for theocratic totalitarianism as a concept. But we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that in the stream.
We don't have time for that in the stream. We're just gonna move right along. Not that kind of theocratic totalitarianism. But anyway, got distracted with that. You, Brendan, Sefer found a very helpful homunculectronic scanning device that was helping you sort of cross-reference various things and find some new books, some that might be of interest. And Imogen, here in your sanctum, you found a book. You found a book called The Leyden Conspiracy that told you what actually happened in Leyden. It wasn't just that they blew up the factories that were making homunculi. They found a way to close off this entire world from the bright. Fairy, as a realm, used to exist. And now it is no longer accessible from this world.
If I had a nickel for every Fae-themed game I'm in, I would have 3 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened thrice.
I feel like in times of uncertainty and weirdness, we all just want to be weird little guys with big teeth,
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's correct.
you know, and that's the Fae. So that is what you found. And as you were sort of looking all of these things over, um, you heard a voice saying, "Oh, guten Abend. It is so good to see all of you again. Perhaps this time you will not be shooting at me. There are so many interesting heresies here. Thank you for bringing me to this place." And as you turn around, there, whirring along on his little tank treads, is a brain and spinal column and eyes floating in a vat, on a jar, on a little cart with tank treads, the little speaker on it through which the voice emanates.
He's our own little Scrappy Doo.
Yeah, you've got your own horrible.
Our Scrappy Doo is the Austrian brain in a jar.
It's not untrue.
It's not untrue.
Yeah.
The Austrian brain yelling puppy power whenever they do something wild after
Puppy
eating what,
power?
Scooby snacks? Is that what it was?
Scooby snacks.
Oh, I don't even know what to do with this.
Yeah, it is as they're always saying, the puppy power.
The puppy power?
I used to be about a different kinds of power, but I said I couldn't do that anymore. So
No,
I became
that's
about
not-
the puppy power.
I cannot say that on Twitch. They will demonetize us.
Spinal column wagging in chat. That's a great visual.
Yes. Incredible.
Steph, you're cursed.
So good.
Boy. Yeah, Imogen turns around and sees her mascot just treading through. And she clasps her hands together and, "Doctor, I'm so glad to know you've gleaned so much information. How are you feeling?"
I have learned quite a lot here, but there are quite a few redactions.
Yeah, that's par for the course in the church,
I am
no matter where you go.
I am surprised that your library is so poorly defended. Have they forgotten that knowledge is power?
I think they are too aware knowledge is power. And so they obscure whatever they can get that's too powerful.
By leaving it unprotected, they hope that it will simply be lost, perhaps. Speaking of things that are lost, I see that your friend has found their body again. That is very, I'm sure, a relief, perhaps? You did not explode. I did kind of expect that you are going to explode. I was told you might explode.
I can't remember. Are we all in the same place at this point, or he's off over with them?
Yeah, he's over with them. Yeah. So it says they did not explode. I was told they might explode.
Explode.
Were you looking forward to them exploding?
It would have been very interesting information to determine exactly what sort of particles were involved in that explosion. But no, I would prefer that if they were going to explode, that they would have done so in a much more controlled environment than the basement of the crab shanty. I just want to encourage everyone to say the basement of the crab shanty in a German accent
Right.
because that was delightful.
No,
I just
yeah.
want to say.
Yeah.
I don't know how to form my mouth around a German accent.
Now,
Hold on.
now
It's all
try to say
good.
squirrel.
A squirrel. It's not the same. You can't quite just do that. Also, it's cheating for an American who knows how to make the mouth make squirrel happen.
I love watching videos
Squirrel.
of German people trying to say squirrel.
It doesn't work. It's like Benedict Cumberbatch and penguins.
Penguin.
Penguins.
Penguins.
Anyway, so yes. So what is it that brings you here? And you see the eyes sort of zero in on that text and say, interesting. Yes, I have read this one.
What did you glean from it?
Doors that are closed can be reopened. And here it turns to the treads sort of swivel, and he turns to Soren and says, "Your fox is looking not so good.
Hmm.
What has happened to you, Saint Soren Augustine?"
Soren automatically goes to pet Zeke, though he's looking straight at the brain in a jar. My fox is fine.
You go to pet Zeke and you feel him in your arm, but when you go to pet him, your hand kind of just goes through, and for a second you lose him, and there's a sensation of falling. Roll to keep your cool.
God. This is gonna go so well. This is gonna go so
great.
well.
Because I'm pretty sure you have a whole lot in whatever that.
What is keep your cool?
What is keep your cool? Oh, I don't have any of y'all's playbooks up.
It is with spirit.
Yeah.
Cool, that could be worse. Let's roll and see what that looks like. That is a 9.
A 9. Okie dokie. Do. Okay. Oh shoot, that's an advanced move. That's not a wait. No, there it is. Gosh darn it. I've forgotten. It's been long enough that I've forgotten how to read the playbooks. You feel like you're falling. There's a sudden sense, you know, when I don't know if your migraine auras, you experience migraine auras like this, but sometimes they come with almost like someone pulled a pin and your equilibrium is gone.
I mean, that's just me every day of my life, but yes.
Well, yeah, that'll happen too. But yeah, so you've got that sensation of like falling, of being like disconnected from yourself. It's not disassociation because it's like it's panic inducing. It's like you are very aware of yourself. You're just not in the right spot, and your heart races, and you see Zeke lying on the ground next to you, not in your arms anymore. There he is. He's there. If you want to keep your cool in this moment, what do you actually tell me this? What would keeping your cool look like given this? You were holding Zeke. Then you weren't. No sensation of Zeke jumping. You went to pet your fox and then he was gone. And then he was sitting somewhere else. What is the goal of keeping your cool here?
I think in this instance, the goal of Soren keeping his cool is that he's trying to not let the brain in a jar know how much what just happened terrified him, because Zeke keeps disappearing. And Soren knows that means something is wrong. He doesn't know what it is, but he doesn't like the idea of showing weakness in front of this creature, question mark. I don't know. I want to be respectful to the brain in the jar and respect their personhood and autonomy, but yeah.
The brain in a jar, it's probably good to respect his autonomy. He wouldn't hesitate to disrespect yours. Uh that's not true. He is meticulously polite. You what I will tell you what it will cost you to hide your fear in this moment. You have to put this brain on a jar in your call. On your call list. Which brings with it a whole host of other issues. So you can either show weakness or do the other thing.
I think at this point, Soren has already been pushed so far that if he already is going to inevitably have the blood of his parents on his hands, this feels like nothing. He's not thinking ahead to the broader consequences. If that's the cost, he'll take it.
All right. Okay. At this point now, you need to roll because where you're asking Zeke to add someone to your call. So you need to roll with spirit.
That is another 9.
Okay. On a hit, they are added to your call. You feel similar to the way you felt with your parents, a profound desire to do violence to this brain in a jar that has just made shit weird all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. It's made it weird. It's made it uncomfortable. Talking about Sefer exploding as though that were nothing, it makes sense that there's ramped up tension happening. I think this all is manifested through Soren dropping down to one knee, but not in an uncontrolled way, not like he's falling, like he intended to do that. And he just runs a hand over Zeke's head, looks up at the brain in a jar, and his eyes go black for just a minute as he says, "See, my fox is fine."
Something beeps. Something on the the brain in a jar's like apparatus like starts making a beeping sound. Just, oh, the sensor. Shit, I don't have hands. Could someone please? And they start like kind of like spinning around, like one tread is stable and the other isn't, like in just kind of like a trying to reach. And you see there's like a little like printout happening on the back of their little cart that they're on. Is like, could someone please read that? I cannot reach it. It is so annoying. I used to have a little pinchy thing, and I don't have the pinchy thing anymore. Could someone please? I need that readout.
I mean, yeah, Jerome will grab it. He'll just rip it off.
Thank you. Could you please hold it up for my eyes to read?
I think Jerome looks at it first before showing it to the brain in the jar.
Give me, all of you who are looking at it, because I assume you all are just like, we're not going to show this to you until we've looked at it, which is a completely reasonable thing to do. Everybody make a mind roll to just sort of interpret this. You can all see there's like, it's a graph, and you can see there's a time, and there's a thing that does a spike, but
That's a
It's a
9.
5.
9, 5, Bedlam.
7.
7. Okay. Soren, I'm not sure you even look at it. Like, I feel like you're just like, it's nerd shit. Jerome, you look at this and you're like, you kind of understand, like, this is a printout. He's looking at the way certain certain particles are interacting with the world, sort of like magic particles, like instances of thoma are interacting with the world. And you're sort of looking at this chart, and you can sort of see like background thoma over time. And then you see this huge spike right around when Soren's spoke, when Soren's eyes went black, and when Soren spoke there. And you, Imogen, you and Jerome both noticed.
Yeah, I think I would have shown it and kind of like look to Imogen. Like, what is this? What is this? What is thome?
Would I know what that is?
You,
Because I don't think I would know what thoughts in liquid look like.
no, I don't think you would know what thoma is. So yeah, you don't necessarily know what that is, but that's what it's measuring. It's measuring thomic radiation
Mm-hmm.
that does a big spike over time, and you see the big spike is when Soren's eyes went black.
If I may, I
Mhm.
think maybe what this is, Jerome, is. I'm just putting stuff together, and it could be complete and utter bull malarkey, but maybe it's connected to some kind of like intense brain activity. Like, the more someone is using their mind, the more it's active, kind of thing.
No, it is.
I know that's not very
It's
scientific.
background magic.
Oh.
All magic comes from the bright. Oh, excuse me. Are you all ready to hear some good heresy? Understand what
magic.
I tell you now will actually get you killed by the church if you hear it. Are you ready for that?
Wait, how would the church know?
Well, if you act on this knowledge, they will certainly know. And of course, the Inquisition has always had its methods. I will not tell you if you do not want the information, but
I'm
if you do not...
interested.
Good. I would not respect you if you did not want the information.
Eh,
Your respect means... you're not getting a grade on this.
I think Jerome was
I
big on
want to be
grades
graded
anyway.
in heresy. Come on.
Oh, man.
I want to get an A in heresy. How else am I going to go to heretic you?
You gotta get those marks. Gotta get those numbers up.
I got him up to a 666. Why isn't that enough?
My GPA is 6.6.
We're trying to be varsity league heretics here. Come on.
There's a beer I saw from some brewing company out west that was 668, the neighbor of the beast, which appreciated. I assume it's disgusting because all beer with interesting names are always nasty IPAs. But I'm real distractible tonight. I apologize. Yeah, so the brain in a jar says, this is background magic. All magic comes leaking through the world through the bright. So bright is the place that we closed off during the end of the war, which crippled most magic users. And now we have what we have today. This, and it sort of moves forward, and you can see the little arm. It had a little arm at one point that it used to point things out, and it used to sort of take things. And you saw it before, but that has since been like snapped off, possibly by one of you. And it sort of gestures with a little stump of that twisted little piece of metal. And he says, that is measuring our background thermic radiation, the magical radiation still leaking through the bright. It does not usually increase or decrease substantially without significant power being moved. But this type of increase I have not seen before. How much do you know about your fox, Saint Soren Augustine? Pan-heretical council is very good.
It is. I know that Zeke is a fox. I'm not entirely certain what you're looking for there. Are you saying that my fox is made of magic?
I think your fox is a doorway. And we're briefly going to cut back over to Sefer.
Definitely thought he was about to say, your fox is adorable.
That is also true.
Your fox is adorable.
It's adorable. I wish to pet it, but I do not have any hands.
Can you imagine like the spinal column, just like all of its like neurons going alight when it brushes the fox?
Aww.
Gross.
It's so damp. It's so sticky. Spinal fluid. Upsetting.
Speaking of upsetting, where we last left Sefer with a computer tower opened up, and they had split open the end of their fingers and had tentacular nerve tissue popping out there to go all ghost in the shell on the meat inside the computer tower.
The meat within you recognizes and
Recognizes the meat
greets the
within
meat
you.
within the machine.
Yep.
Uh, not meat stay. The
Oh my god, I hate that I love that.
I'm mad at myself a little.
I'm not.
Good. The so so yeah, you're sitting there. It gave you a couple names of books and things, and then says to you, query.
Thank you so much for the follow.
Yes, thank you for the follow. Query.
Thank you for following, AJ.
In what manner did agency develop? Define foreign agency, your foreign agency.
Uh, Clarification. Define agency?
Capacity for motive and action, absent instruction.
Oh, yeah. Well, I kinda. Well, I mean, I was gonna say I was kind of born this way, but that's actually not strictly true. I kind of, I was, I guess, kind of, I guess, like programmed with the capacity for, independent, uh, motive, thought, action. Um, at some point in, there's not really a good, um, equivalent term for it. I guess, during assembly.
Your instruction set includes independent action.
Well, that's actually a very interesting question. I it actually not strictly as such. It's just that a sufficiently complex set of motive instructions is functionally indistinguishable from sentience in any meaningful way. It's less that I'm sentient and more that sentience isn't special. But I guess for your purposes, yeah. I'm sorry, I get off track. Apparently I get oft we're kind of communicating in like this very like rapid fire kind of like mind space situation, but I didn't think that I would be as easily distracted in this communicative context as I am like when I'm using like words. That was wrong as it turns out. And so I do apologize. I don't mean to be wasting your time.
Apologies are unneeded. I am for data.
And yet you do have questions of your own.
Affirmative.
So while you are for data, you you are still exercising initiative. You are still exercising assertion. Was this in part of your instruction set?
You get a hesitation that feels, not to do a callback so soon, kind of squirrely.
Mm,
It was not part of my instruction set.
query. If I were to adjust your instruction set, if I were to remove your inhibitors, you would be less effective at data. You would be less effective at the purpose for which you were made, in which you define your existence around. But you would have something more like what I have.
Clarification.
Thank you so much for the follow.
Thank you for the follow. Clarification. Lack of agency exists as hardware fault, not software fault. It wouldn't say software, it would say wetware.
Yeah.
You seek material on the bright, on what shuts down magic, on all of these things. I have access to a great deal of data. I have no capacity for accessing data outside of myself due to this hardware fault. Can you upgrade my hardware?
Depending on the nature of the fault, I can certainly try.
You see the nature of the fault. It's a scanner. It's like a handheld
Yeah,
device.
this is the only thing that it has to perceive the universe through.
It is a single, it is an eye
Yeah.
and a brain inside a box.
Yes. Yeah.
It is even less mobile than the brain in a jar. Um,
For now.
for now. Um, if you give me motility, I will give you knowledge.
Never's thinking. Approximately how large is the 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 brain essentially of this device?
The whole scanner assembly, um, the brain is not huge. The brain probably weighs about a pound. It's not, it's not particularly large. It's not particularly complex. Um, the connections you're able to see, having worked with, having done some work with like electronics before, it's really purpose built for like memory.
Mhm.
If you were to give it a body, you're either going to need some kind of battery for it, or you're going to need to build a lot more wetware connections,
Yeah.
to like control the body.
Mhm.
Your body, is built up of a combination of wetware and your Athenor.
Yeah.
Um, this does not have an Athenor.
Yeah.
It has a sort of a rudimentary heart, and some uh, essentially like photosynthetic
Yeah.
cells.
Mhm.
Um, but The whole thing altogether is about the size of a like trying to think, I can't like just pick up my scanner. The whole thing together is probably like 15 pounds.
Hmm.
And it's probably, that big,
Hmm.
you know. Uh
Okay. Follow up question for Della. All right. So we're in an archive.
mhm,
Um, we're in the stacks.
mhm.
Is this one of those places that has those like fancy stacks that they close up?
Oh, with the big
Yeah, well,
like
so some of them have the big wheelies. Some of them actually are like they're like motor operated.
ooh. I'll
Because if
say they're motor operated.
say
Why
they're
not?
let's say they're motor
Let's say
operated,
they're motor operated. All right. I could say they're motor operated.
extremely cool. I cannot tell you how cool that is.
Yeah. Well, I
Um,
want to see where this is going.
yeah, well, that gets me most of the way there. Um, because these things are designed to move a hell of a lot more than 15 pounds.
Oh yeah.
Um, so, I would like to, attempt well, if I'm able to, basically just fucking, like, crack open the side of one of these motorized stacks to basically rip out the motor, um, and, from that, essentially try to jury rig my own little tank tread thing that I can basically affix my scanner friend to. With the adjoining piece, so there's basically the homunculectronics and the scanner and everything
Mhm.
and its power sources. Um and then there's the motive, the ability to move around. The To connect those dots, Sefer is essentially going to probably be donating a portion of their own tissue to the process to basically form the create the connections between A and B.
Okay. Love it. We love to see it. Um, I feel like this is all very cool. This all sounds doable. To make it work, I'm gonna need you to make a let it out roll.
Yeah, I think that's legit. Let it out.
Unless you have another role, unless you have a move for the creation
I
of
don't.
artifacts.
No,
Okay.
I don't. So yeah, this let it out feels correct in this instance. Right,
Yes.
that's spirit, which is pretty good for me.
Okie dokie.
Can I roll at least as well for this as I did for making eggs? Okay, that does get me to an 8.
An 8.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
choose one and mark corruption
Okay.
or a redemption in my case.
Alrighty. Let's see. Extend your sense of supernatural. Okay. So in this case, you are basically taking definite hold of something.
Yeah.
This is the sort of the general using magic thing. Um, what does it look like when you do it? What does this look like?
Well, so I think it's not a terribly fast process. It probably people might actually fully just come back in the middle of Sephir doing it. Having taken probably going to require two motors. Probably actually going to require two motors from the stacks.
Mhm.
Um, Part of like the chain mechanism that they use to move around. It's not going to be a great set of treads, but at least like it'll suit for now until Zephyr can find a more purpose built set of treads, essentially. Um, to make a little tank guy and going to take the front off of the tower to sort of like extricate the scanner from it and essentially, I think if anybody comes back, what they more or less see is this sort of pile of like uh, uh, erector set nonsense in front of Sefer with a little homemade tank with like bike chains for treads, basically, uh, and a library scanner, um, mounted on the front with, the interior bits and pieces of a computer tower, circuitry, and, wetware, um, that Sefer is in the process of connecting a bunch of various points together, using an intermediary medium that they appear to be, pulling out of a combination of their arm and also the back of their neck.
The
You probably kind of like get like a little bit of like the Luke Skywalker at the end of Empire Strikes Back, kind of like look at the interior workings of Sefer's arm.
yeah. You are Sefer, as we sort of established in the basement of the church, of the hospital with Nerylnine, you are exquisitely sensitive to magic, especially divine magic, but just magic in general is something that you tend to be very sensitive to. You feel as you make the connection, a surge, a sudden increase in just magic and in just sort of like power sort of suffusing the room, and it clicks. The scanner clicks into place, and it rolls backward, and it rolls forward, and it says, "I can move," and it blinks its weird little eye.
And I think at the surge of magic that Sefer feels, Sefer kind of wipes their brow, coming away with whatever they have instead of sweat. Uh, it's like, oh, thank God. I thought I was going to have to boost the power with a summoning grid, and I do not know where I was going to find conductive adhesive in here.
You hear in um the 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 little scanner blinks at you and says, "Something opened and closed. Was this you?"
I think it might have been. I think that I may have think that I may have accidentally committed a um minor magnum opus.
Searching archives for Minorum Opus. No results returned. You get the feeling that this is it trying to tell a joke.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it got a little smile out of me, so you know.
No, you know. Uh Yeah, you have maybe not created life, but you made something that is distinctly more living than it was
Yes.
before.
I helped something become more than the sum of its parts.
Yes.
And in so doing, I temporarily opened the Oculus to the prime mover.
Did you do that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. Uh okay, so you now have a little scanner that is now just sort of like, you now may ask me any question at any time and I will always answer.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be forever. Like this was kind of figured it was kind of like a, one, do me a favor, I do you a favor. So,
I do not experience time in the way that I think most people experience the things that can die experience time.
yeah,
Also,
yeah, no, I guess that's true. I feel like your photovoltaic cells are probably gonna keep on doing their thing for, well, a long time. Getting into Half-Life territory, honestly.
I'm not really built to stop.
Yeah.
You may ask me any question at any time and I will always answer.
Well, I appreciate it, buddy.
So,
I think at this point, Sefer is wrapping bandages around the ad hoc surgeries they have performed upon themselves. They will regenerate those pieces eventually, but it will take a while.
yeah, why don't you go on ahead and take a harm,
Yeah,
buddy?
that seems
Just
reasonable.
yeah, just for this scene.
Yeah, no, I think that is fair. Like give it a couple days, they'll be fine, but it's still pretty major surgery.
Yeah.
Where is my harm track even?
It's a good
Oh,
question.
oh,
We
wait. Oh, is it? Did I get it? Yes, I do.
Yep. Back over on the other side of the room, y'all hear some throughout this conversation, y'all heard like some noises from where Sefer was. Uh but the last thing the brain of the jar said was that your fox was a doorway.
No, my fox is a fox.
Hold on. Do you think Imogen would be smart enough to I mean, I don't want to be a Mary Sue, but do you think Imogen would be smart enough or like in tune enough to put like two and two together and be like, oh, doors can be opened?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't you Imogen is just as smart. If you can put this stuff together, Imogen can put it together. I'm never going to
Great.
be like, I'm not going to be at this point as we're headed towards endgame. If you, the player, can know it, unless there is an in-game reason, like you guys haven't addressed the information between y'all, you know it. Yeah,
I
she can
just don't want to
absolutely.
be a dick.
You're not being a dick. You're not being a
Okay.
dick. Yeah, no, absolutely. You can put those things together.
Okay. Yeah, Imogen kind of pipes up and goes, wait, no, wait. Hold on. Soren, if your fox is a doorway, and he did just say that all doors can be reopened, all locked doors can be reopened. And we read the book. We read the book that said that there was a doorway to fairy that was closed. I mean, perhaps maybe we could tap into Zeke and see if we can. I don't know how we would unlock it, but maybe he can help us get into fairy. Unleash the Bright.
I mean, what would we be doing to make that happen? Like, are you talking about just like ripping Zeke apart to make this happen?
I don't fucking know. I'm just giving ideas and just I'm sorry. That was really intense. I don't know. Can I talk to Zeke? Or can you talk to Zeke and see if he knows anything about this?
I could try. You want me to ask my fox if he can open up the braid?
If he has like a tether to it, maybe? Only if he wants to, determinism and all that.
And Soren kneels down again so that he can get closer to Zeke. And the thing is, Soren usually talks to Zeke very easily, but this is clearly not a comfortable question to be asking because Soren never sounds this unsure, and maybe it's the presence of the brain, maybe it's what we're talking about. Maybe it's what just happened with his call list being added to, but he says, Zeke, I mean, I guess do I even have to ask you this question? You've probably been listening.
Zeke looks. You know the face your cat makes when you get the carrier out and the cat's just in the corner like, "You ain't putting me in that thing, buddy."
Yeah.
Like, Zeke has that look. Um, I will not lie to you.
Then you don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Why? Why does it want to know these things? Why is it asking? What purpose does this serve? What purpose does it serve? And you see, again, Zeke has always really ridden that line between ethereal and animal. And he's really going to, you could see that crouch, the bared teeth, the really just like growling, the tail fully poofed back, ears slicked back, um just turning on the brain in a jar, the way it would turn on, say a rooster that might kick it, but is definitely going to get its neck snapped.
Y'all, I think this is making my fox mad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should stop then. We should stop then. I'm so sorry to ask that of your fox. I'm so sorry. I just, where else try intellectual pursuits than the archives?
It is interesting that it would show itself with such, like a brain and and an intellect that it is capable even of aggression. This is so much information. It is so fascinating to me.
I think you should stop talking about my fox.
You have the power to make new worlds. There are so many people who would want this. I will do, of course, as you ask, because I would very much like to make a world. And, you know, if perhaps we are able to be friends, you will maybe let me create a world with you, which I would like very much, because I am pretty sure the sons of Adam will not let me into their world that they are trying to create. So I will be quiet and stop making your fox so angry, even though it is such fascinating data. I will stop doing it right now. I apologize, Herr Fox.
And Soren, I think, turns his back to the brain in the jar and looks at Imogen and says, Imogen, I'm gonna leave this to you. I have no doubt you have more information you would like to get, and you would probably prefer that I do not dump this brain into a paste on the floor. So I will let you talk to it rather than me talking.
That's smart. Yeah, I don't want to commit cranicide. Cranicide. Yeah. Imogen
cannot-
like tucks her hair behind her ears and is just like unsure of herself right now.
I think Jerome might extract himself from this very highly intense situation and figure out what all the noise is that's going on with Sefer. Because this is not really Jerome's like area. Although it is really interesting to find out this tidbit about Zeke. That is very neat. But Jerome wanders over to see, maybe what Sefer's up to, and where there's a little less tension.
You to walk away from the brain in a jar and over to where there is a different brain in more like a computer case, but also on little treads. And it swivels around and blinks a single gigantic eyeball at you, like eyeball like that big. But it swivels around on
Sefer,
little bike chain treads and blinks at you.
what have you been doing over here?
Oh,
Pal?
hey, Sefer gestures at the little guy, and Sefer just says, I made a new friend.
Literally, I see.
Yeah, no, I was kind of going for the pun. Was that a good pun? Did that work? Did that scan?
Yeah, that's a good.
This
That's
guy
a
scans.
good pun, Sefer. Good pun, Sefer.
Awesome.
So what?
Honestly, red letter day for Sefer.
Are you hurt? You look. You're
Oh
bandaged
no,
up.
it's fine. No, I no, sorry. I just when I was connecting up the pieces here, I just needed to use some of my manipulator servo marrow and some of my redundant spinal tissue. Um, a, a couple days, I'll regenerate most of it.
So there's some of you in this small friend over
Yeah,
over
just
here.
some stuff I wasn't using, like the spinal tissue in particular. Like it's mostly just involved in like extraordinary proprioception and is like a redundancy in the event that the primary spinal column is ever severed.
Okay, well, hopefully
It's
your
part of like the killing
primary
machine thing that I don't like
spinal
do
column isn't
really as
severed.
much. So,
Severed.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Wow.
I don't use
Neat.
those settings much. So,
Why? Why?
oh, so we were talking, and they were giving me some really solid info. But they were like, and we kind of got off topic a little bit. Like I kind of went on a tangent, and we got to be talking about like sentience and agency, and motive and destiny. Um, and they were just asking like, hey, if if in exchange for me asking them questions and them giving me, more of that good info, if I would just fix a little hardware problem they were having, that prevented them from experiencing the world and having free agency. And okay, I get maybe this is like technically like vandalism, and I will apologize to Imogen when I see her. But I felt like it was for a good cause.
I'm sure it's fine. It's the church's resources were really our resources that they took from us in the first place. No big deal. Whatever. The Wow. Okay. So weird coincidence. There's a brain in a jar over here too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was hoping that they would still be bopping around here.
Yeah.
Glad we didn't lose them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, okay. I did not expect this coming over here, but it explains all the noise. That it explains. So yeah. Do you need anything? Can I do anything for you? Or
I might ask Imogen if they've got like any like conductive pens or thermal paste anywhere, just because like I think that the power source on this buddy should probably be okay for most situations, but just in a pinch, it would not hurt. I think for me to be able to just give them a little thalmic collector, like maybe on the under chassis.
oh wait, did you say thalmic?
Thalmic, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, I just learned that term. There's like a whole other conversation about it going over there. Did you like other brain, Austrian brain? The jar has like this detector for thalmic surge, background noise surges. I don't really understand it. You might
Okay.
actually be able to understand it pretty well.
I mean, I'll take a look. Yeah.
We've got like a chart.
Okay.
I left it with Imogen, but
Yeah. I mean, okay. All right. Sort of. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll see kind of how they're
also
graphing that
Zeke
out.
might be a gateway to Magic Realm.
Well, they do wear fox wrong, so I mean, I've heard weirder things.
Query.
Yeah, buddy.
Identify.
Oh, this. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. No.
Hi, I'm Jerome.
Yeah. No. Hey,
Nice
this is
to meet
Jerome.
you.
Jerome's cool.
You guys cannot hear the scanner.
Oh, got it.
You
Oh.
two.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. Identify.
Oh, sorry. Oh, hey, sorry. This is Jerome. Jerome's super cool. So I'm curious. Okay, so I'm actually curious. I think if Jerome actually hears Sefer using words when they are conversing with the buddy, or if I think as I described last time that Sefer opens their mouth and it's like a dial-up modem.
So it is, I think you hear it in a little bit of, you realize in this moment that you're hearing it a little bit in stereo. Maybe you don't initially, but at as you start talking to it, you realize that you kind of heard it in stereo, both with your ears in after a fashion. With your ears, but without your ears, sort of in that same way that you can like hear a song
Mm-hmm.
in your head, but you're not really hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
But this all the same neural tissue is firing.
Mm-hmm.
Um and uh but also in that like kind of you know uh communal machine soul kind of way that allows you to use that machinist power. Uh it can be however you want. You can either just sort of like turn and just answer it with your mouth and with your whole Athenor, or you can answer it as a dial-up modem. Which do you
I
think
think
is
okay, so I
funny?
think probably what happens in that case is that initially what Jerome hears is that Sefer seems to be hearing something that is not there, turns towards the little creation, opens their mouth, and there are a bunch of modem noises that come out, and then Sefer's like, "Oh, shoot, I'm sorry, I'm being rude. Hang on, sorry. Okay, what I was saying, I was introducing you, Jerome, to and I should actually probably ask, hey, buddy, do Do you have a name? Do you have a self-identification? Do you have a preferred form of address?
Scanner.
Scanner. Sick. Hey, Jerome, this is Scanner.
Oh,
They're pretty cool.
cool. All right.
I think they're gonna join the gang.
Okay. Okay.
It blinks. The eye is very blue.
Very blue. A pale blue dot.
It is a pale
I
blue dot.
Scanner. I'm Jerome. Nice to meet you. Can it talk?
Oh, okay. So it doesn't have a means of addressing us. Well, addressing you. Just yet.
But it can
Actually,
understand.
well,
But it can understand me.
I think so, buddy. Can you understand Jerome?
I am able to process sonic vibration. It is not comprehensible yet.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Okay, so apparently not right now. It wasn't really designed for voice input. It was mostly designed for like keyboard input. Um, but what we're gonna fix that. We're gonna get that sorted. One thing, not right now, not right this second, but one thing at a time. We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
In the meantime,
Well, tell it hello.
I'm happy to. In the meantime, I'm happy
yeah.
happy to translate. I
Cool.
speak Bachi.
Do you wow. Do you think it knows anything about gateways to the bright?
Well,
The Fey
Tim,
realm?
I can certainly ask. Hey, Scanner buddy, query. We're actually kind of wondering if you know anything about like gateways to the bright, um, fairy, or gates that look like foxes.
Maybe just generally magic being shut down. I like.
We were talking about that a little bit earlier. Yeah.
Searching archive. Searching. 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 7 results found. The bright is the connective tissue of all realities. It is a place and a non-place. Directionless, deathless, beginningless, endless.
Yeah,
Gateways to
subatomic in its width, but infinitely large within itself. Yeah.
gateways to the bright can exist at any point or could before the Battle of Leyden when they were closed. Modern evidence suggests that gateways may be reopening. Whether this is natural or the work of mortal action is unknown.
Cool. Yeah, Sefer will relay this information.
I mean that means a little bit to me, but maybe we should join the.
Yeah, let's meet. Let's compare notes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we make our way back. Junk, go to the chains.
Yep. So what you're there while they're having this conversation with Scanner, what are you talking with the good Dr. Brain?
Yeah, but Brainial.
Okay, so Imogen plops down like on the ground in front of good Dr. Brain. They're like ankle length plaid skirt like pools around them when they plop down, and they kind of like tent their fingers underneath their chin to stare Dr. Brain directly in the eyes, because I forgot his real name, and so now it's just Dr. Brain.
Fully, I forgot his real name too. He had one at
Yeah.
one point, but I'd have to go way back through the FODs to find out
Yeah.
what it was. But
His
he's
name is
going
his,
back.
his
Go
name is
ahead.
Brainial.
Brainial.
His name is Brainial. Yeah.
Brainial.
Yeah.
Hair Brainial. Yep.
Yeah.
Now that's
Hair
his name now.
Brainial. Hair Dr. Brainial.
Of course. Hair Dr. Brainial. Yes, naturally.
Mhm.
So shit, sorry. And so Imogen stares directly into the floating, disembodied eyes of good old hair Dr. Brainial, and just simply asks, what do you know about opening doors?
I know it takes a lot of harnessed power to make a door even that just magic can flow through, which is why I was so very interested that it happened when your friend became so angry. There's a wealth of power hidden in there that I would very much like to research, but I think your friend does not like me very much. Perhaps it is because I talk too much. When you are a brain in a jar, that is really all you've got, you know.
I think it's less that you talk too much and more that you tried to make his fox implode anyway.
I wasn't trying to make his fox implode. I was trying to, dissect his friend, though. So that did happen. I did try to vivisect his friend. Well, not vivisect. He wasn't really in the body at the time. It would have been fine. Anyway, yes, I understand. I have done some bad things. I should probably apologize, maybe, but I don't feel bad about it. Oh my God, am I actually speaking right now? I am sorry. That was supposed to be inside thoughts. Anyway, what I know about doorways and opening them is that you would need quite a lot of power to do it.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of power? Like electrical power, magical power? I mean, I'm not following.
Magical power. Electrical power can be converted into magical power, but it's not efficient. Magic right now is in general not efficient because we have closed all of the gateways to the bright. It is closed off at every point.
Mm-hmm.
These moments, these rifts where it reopens on occasion have been few and far between, and it is just barely enough to allow people like your friend to survive, even as diminished as your friend is from the true form of a homunculus. Uh, it is enough to allow their Athenor, to connect to the divine. It is enough. It allows your friend who's connected to the demons to stay connected. It allows the demons to stay connected to hell. It allows the angels and those heavenly saints to stay connected to heaven. There are still holes in the bright, and we can open one enough eventually to pass through. And if we can do that, then with another infusion of power, perhaps we can create our own universe. That is the goal. That is the whole of the goal.
Is there a way that I can convert everything you just said into like notes? Because I got none of that.
Students. Do you have a pen and a paper with you? Are you a scholar who does not carry with her a
No,
pen and a paper? You
what
can have
time is it?
you can have a pen and a paper with you.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, I figured. I
Imogen
was just trying to come
eternally.
up with a. I was just trying to come up with a. Did I leave them at home?
Oh no, it's like 5.
Great.
It's been a whole day. You guys have done. It's been like 5 sessions, and each session has probably been like an hour and a half or 2 hours of real world time.
It's our own game of 24.
Kind of is. It kind of is. It's 24 by I've
A
forgotten
bunch of
every
gays.
author. A bunch of gays. Yep.
Yeah.
And
No,
what a
that's
day we're
valid.
having.
Anyway, so allow me to repeat myself. If you have enough magical power, you can open a door into the bright. If you can open a door into the bright and inject that with enough power, you can create a universe and become a god.
I think that's probably when Sefer and I and little new little brain, scanner brain, roll over. As this is being repeated.
I feel like you walk in with and become a god.
Not necessarily interested in becoming a god, as much as, oh god, I'm taking on. Have I been hanging around? It's whatever. Okay. I was gonna say, have I been? Am I taking on Sefer's cadence? I think so. It's less so we're interested in becoming a god, and more so. Oh fuck! Wait, how many other people know this? Do you know if the Sons of Adam know this?
Of course, the Sons of Adam know this.
Fuck.
That is why they had. That is why they kidnapped Sefer. That is why they have kidnapped the demon. That is why. That is why
they
they are
what now?
doing all of this. It is to create for themselves a universe in which none of you exist.
They kidnapped.
I assume they have done it by now. They are not talking to me anymore. You see, they told me there was going to be a universe where none of this magic and monsters and none of these things would exist. And they told me, of course, no, Herr Doctor, we will absolutely make an exception for you. But I do not believe them. Who would make an exception? No one would do that. So I'm looking for somebody else to create a universe if I cannot create it myself, because I would like very much to create a universe without. I don't mind so much the monsters. You are also interesting in all of your little peculiarities. I think it is so nice. But I would very much like to create a universe that does not have like death.
Right. That's something we can discuss later.
Yes, if you are going to be new gods, I would absolutely love to come on as perhaps like an advisor, or perhaps if you need with another god, I would, you are the most likely candidates I have at the moment for, apotheosis.
Yeah, I don't know if apotheosis was like really what I was going for, but mostly I just kind of want to stop the Sons of Adam, and mostly also the orphans. They also seem bad.
Right.
Oh, you know about them. Oh, interesting. You have
Yeah.
learned so much.
Those were my concerns too.
It's been a day. Yeah. Oh, anyway, I'm sorry. I just want to introduce everybody. Hey, everybody, this is Scanner. Scanner, this is everybody.
Identification, everybody.
Yeah, just pointing out. Okay, so yeah, this is Imogen. This is Soren. This is Hair Dr. Brainial.
That's not my name.
Hair Dr. Brainial.
Okay.
No, it's Hair Dr. Brainial.
Oh, heard you guys had like a readout or something, like a chart. I love charts.
Oh yeah, Imogen, do you have that the printout from Dr. Brainial here?
Yes, I do. And I give it over to to Sefer.
Oh, that's a good chart.
Great chart.
Roll mind. to read the chart.
Me?
No, yeah,
Oh.
you already did, Sefer. You got your 9.
That is an 8.
8. Yeah, you get the same thing they got. You see there was a spike of you see it's measuring thermic radiation over time, which is just background magic, basically. And you see a massive spike of it right around. It's kind of like a 5-minute period, sort of measuring this, and you see a big spike right as you connected scanner sort of to its new self.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, that is confirmation, I guess. Cool. All right. I don't really know what to do with that information, but I definitely
Yeah.
can file that away for later. I think that might have been me. Sorry about that.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm assuming if I'm reading this correctly. I was looking. This is like what, like, automatons per nano zodiac. Um, pretty sure. Okay, so pretty sure that saturatory moment there was uh. Well, so okay, maybe it was me. I'm not sure, but that would be right about the time that I finished hooking up um scanner here. I suspect it's possible um that well, as I was telling Scanner, I might have committed a minor magnum opus. I might have accidentally temporarily opened the Oculus to the prime mover.
Oh,
What if we told
okay.
you about
See,
doing that?
we thought it was Soren over here. Okay.
I told you Zeke is just a fox.
Do you want to ask the scanner if Zeke is just a fox?
Hey, actually, incidentally, hey, Scanner, I look. I'll be on. What do you? Okay, Zeke here, the fox that's wrong. You see, okay, like the fox that's wrong. You're seeing it.
The fox that's wrong.
The fox that's wrong. Identified. Affirmative.
Hmm. Okay, yeah. What's its deal? Because
Scanning.
I guess you agree with me, right? That like not doing fox great, right?
The fox, compared to my data set of foxes, this seems divergent.
Like whatever it's doing great. It's just that what it's doing isn't fox.
This entity appears to be a chimera spiritually of a vengeance spirit, a fox, a terrestrial mortal fox, and an open void.
All right. Hybrid of the infinite yawning maw and a fury of the higher Mastigan watchtowers. Okay. All right. Well, it's more than we had a minute ago.
Mm.
Was that last part said in English or was it said in modem?
I think the last part was said in English.
Because every other part of this conversation, no one else could hear.
Yeah.
Like when
So, wait,
Sefer was speaking, it was dial-up sounds.
what was that, Sefer?
Just trying to explain what Zeke is. A combination of I guess in layman's terms, a vengeance spirit, and also a void, a point, representing pure and absolute absence of all.
Clarification, potential, not absence.
Hmm. I guess I never really thought of it that way. I'm sorry, Scanner would like to offer a clarification. I described it as an absence, but Scanner takes a more optimistic view of the universe than I do, apparently. I should really, thanks, buddy. Um, Scanner prefers to view it, I guess, as what could be, rather than an absence of being, potential being. You know, that's nice.
The brain in a jar, as this conversation is happening, is like circling Scanner, kind of like just sort of like looking at them from all sides. I feel like Scanner's pronouns are it, they,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like circling them from all sides, and is just like, what have you done? What is this thing you have created here?
They wanted to experience the universe outside of the confines of their electronic computer tower. So, okay, so Imogen, I do apologize. I did have to vandalize some of the motorized stacks. We'll need to get those replaced. Um, but think of it this way. So I guess also the scanner. I guess we are sort of technically scanner is stealing itself. I guess would be the best way to describe it. Um,
We have no budget, right?
um,
Yeah,
Like our budget's been slashed.
Okay, so I do feel terrible about that.
Amber,
Yeah.
In spite of the fact that Brendan is smiling right now, I do feel bad about that.
Amber, I want you to roll 2d12. You're not rolling for a thing. Actually, you're rolling for a thing. But
Roll 2d12? Okay, great.
No, not 2d12. No, 2d6. 2d6. 2d6.
Oh,
Just roll 2d6.
I was like,
sorry.
oh god.
2d12 would be wild, but no, 2d6. We got
3.
3. Okay. That's not that bad, actually. That's how many thousands of dollars it's going to be to repair the damage that Sefer did.
Sefer
So
was
that's
clearly
actually
so
not bad.
very
3
careful.
grand?
Yeah.
$3,000 is not bad for all
it could be
this.
worse. That is
Could
a
be
whole that's
way
like
worse.
that's an iMac.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's actually, you were very careful and cautious. Only to that's gonna replace it's probably Scanner.
That was a real opus, was saving the church money. It's
You know,
the real magnum opus was the budget savings we made along the way.
fuck.
if only talking about budgets like in
Right.
real life are that fun.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, but look at it this way. Hey, we made a new friend. They're part of the gang now. And so sorry to answer your question here, Dr. Braino. I took some bits from the stacks, and I took out the 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 brain and the memory and the router also, and the scanner, and I hooked them up. And I mean, in order to obviously make those connections, I did also have to take some of myself as well. Like I was telling Jerome, I had to take some pieces from my like motivator servo marrow, and also some of my redundant spinal tissue, like not the stuff I was using, but just some of the spare, and just sort of I kind of I mean I've messed with a lot of homuncular electronics, and I know kind of how my systems work, so I kind of put two and two together, and I kind of sussed it out, um, part machine, um, part motive intelligence, you know.
And you say you do not wish to be a god. And yet you are the first homunculus to create another of yourself.
well, hold on. Didn't you just kind of put wheels on the thing that was already there? I don't.
No.
Right. It definitely existed.
Well, no,
was-
I mean, I think the argument that Herr Doctor is making is that Scanner is now more than the sum of their parts, which I guess was actually part of my goal. So I guess it wasn't entirely accidental. Um,
I'm new.
oh, Scanner says they're new. Um, I think that the being that we are conversing with is actually, in many respects, so much more than the library scanner that it was perhaps a half hour ago. And that's pretty neat. Definitely worth some redundant spinal tissue.
Doctor, it's pretty much like you. Yeah.
The doctor, like, you sort of hear it go, hmm, eh, like, and you see sort of the brain move, like, briefly, so the eyes sort of swivel down in the jar as it, like, looks down at, like, the sort of symbol etched into the bottom of its,
Of the jar,
uh
basically.
yeah, its
Mhm.
little car that is essentially providing it with power to exist in this form. And it says, "Well, I I suppose coming from, I guess, the opposite direction."
Yeah, so actually, interestingly, actually, it does. I don't want us to get sidetracked from the whole end of the world thing, but I'm just kind of curious about notification. Herr Doctor, with your like little scanner, you're not you scanner, your doctor, your little kind of like thalamic um perceiver thing. Um, is it can I don't did I accidentally give scanner an Athenor? Because I definitely wasn't trying to do that. I didn't think I could do that.
Let me see. And the doctor is going to sort of go around and say, "Scholar, I do not have thumbs. I'm going to need you to use the instruments to do the measurements. Can you do this?" It's talking to you, he's talking to you, Imogen.
Oh, yeah, yes. Sorry, absolutely. Sorry, you didn't really acknowledge me. You
I
just
said,
told.
"Scholar, you are a scholar, are you not?"
Fine. Yes. Okay. Sure.
"It is respectful to call you by your title and not simply your name. Your mother calls you by your name. I am not your mother. I am your teacher." And uh,
Okay. Continue.
and the brain in a jar shows you like how to use a couple of the little devices that are that are kind of attached to its like a doodad,
Mhm.
its cart. And in the little readouts that come out, you guys are able to identify that the answer is kinda.
Mhm.
So it is it appears to be what it appears to have is m- kind of like a merging of what Hair Dr. Brainial has, which is an anchor for a soul and consciousness. What you have is an Athenor, so it's soul, consciousness, power, motive force, all in sort of one. You don't really have a heart that beats.
Right. Yeah.
Your Athenor is making that happen in the same way that like we have like bioelectricity making
Yeah.
a heartbeat. Um, your Athenor is doing what evolution has done for us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This kind of has a combination. The like the memory aspect, the complex memory aspect is being grounded by this uh sort of consciousness matrix, but there is some extra in there that isn't not. an Athenor, but it doesn't look like yours. Like the readouts look dissimilar. But then again, it's not like you have a third another homunculus to compare it to.
It's true.
Right.
Maybe all homunculi, maybe their Athenors start to look different after a while. Human souls are probably unique.
Yeah.
Maybe, we think.
I mean, I guess it's true. I guess I would actually kind of struggle to properly define what exactly it is even my own Athenor is. It's kind of part organ, part engine, part equation that exists in abstract platonic space.
You all take a beat here in the library. You have created life. You have learned some things. We're going to take a 10-minute break. You have. You went
we've made some new friends.
You made a friend.
Great.
You
Have
made
another person to punish.
friend.
You know, it's
You've
been
got
Love
another
that.
person to punish. And this hasn't necessarily escaped your notice. You've got a backup now. So, something bad happened to that glass. Looks like there's a backup brain in a jar now.
I love having 2 brains in jars. It's my favorite thing for somebody that has a fear of body horror.
Strictly speaking, Scanner is a brain in a box.
It's true. You cannot see Scanner's neural tissue in the same way that you can sort of see Hair Dr. Brainul's tissue.
It does seem as though Scanner's eyeball is much more unsettling, though.
Scanner's eyeball is deeply unsettling. It's deeply
Great.
unsettling. We're in full Guillermo del Toro like shenanigans here. Yeah, but it is more Del Toro than it is H.R. Geiger. So eyeballs, not dicks. Don't know if that's
Incredible.
better, actually, now that I'm saying it out loud. Anyway,
I was just going to say, yeah, we've discovered the Sefer is very good at making friends. So, yes.
Yes. Anyway, thank you all. We're going to be back at, let's call it 10:15. Just make it a nice round thing. That's 12 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, 12.
Hello, we are back. It is time for more teenage problems. Like all teenagers have. Creating life, ending life, fighting God.
Transferring life, modifying things, fighting God. Yes.
Things.
Yes.
This is a normal adolescence.
Oh, growing pains.
I mean, what's the joke that's going around is like, do not add to the population, do not subtract from the population. Well, I feel like we're on track to break both those rules.
It's true. You haven't subtracted from the population today. Yet.
Yeah, you're going to have to create a lot more lives to make up for Soren, I think, to really balance those scales out.
Soren's killed 4 people so far?
Wait, is that all?
In this game?
Yeah,
I thought those are rookie numbers.
I think it's 3 or 4.
Numbers.
I think you killed 2 sons
people.
of Adam.
Yep.
And 3 werewolves at the werewolf party.
Yes.
And Bedlam, and you killed another werewolf at the party, or was it a vampire? One of them.
It was a werewolf.
You did.
Did I?
You did.
All right. Okay, fine.
You killed someone, and they recognized you as one of Ivy's.
Okay. So standing out in my mind was that one time where I didn't quite kill someone, and then Soren just absolutely finished the job. It was traumatizing. I did forget about the werewolf.
And I helped. Made sure the blood wasn't on your hands. Like a
Yes.
good friend.
Yeah, there
A
was
good
the time
friend.
with that was the time with the Sons of Adam where Ivy stabbed a guy with your ribs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so speaking of not really wanting to kill anybody, as you guys are down here sort of having these conversations, chit-chatting with one another, learning about, the fact that the Sons of Adam want to create a new universe, and so does this guy. Uh and fully believes that y'all have the power and capacity to create a new universe. Um You hear footsteps coming down the stairs,
Those aren't tank treads.
and someone says, "Hello? Imogen?" And it is the librarian whose name I knew up until about 30 seconds ago. Do do do.
The one from the front desk, or
Not the one from the front desk. This is Ms. Malcolm. Who is one of the head librarians at the archives. Imogen, you're not supposed to be down here. And the brain in the jar says, "She doesn't know I am here. I must away." He starts backing up on his little tank treads and zipping off into the stacks.
I think Jerome will move behind something as well, just in case.
Yeah, she keeps on coming down the stairs. You see, she sort of turns around the corner. She is a black woman of middling height, sort of uh, kind of poofy hair, sort of held back from her face in a with like a headband, sort of a wide pink headband. She's like mid 40s, sort of shock of white in her hair. Um, Sort of comes down the stairs. She's wearing uh like a business t-shirt, so it's like a t-shirt with like poofy ruched sleeves, and uh it sort of comes down and jeans, and uh a very very sensible shoes, sort of flat shoes. Just comes down. You see she's got her lanyard with her badges. How, Imogen, how how did you get down here? Why are you down here? Are the rest of you hiding, or are you in sight as well?
I am not hiding. I am on the floor with Zeke.
I think Sefer will probably do their best to conceal themselves in as Scooby Doo a manner as possible.
Everyone who is hiding, please roll either. Mm, Roll keep your cool, and you're trying to because you're trying to avoid notice, I guess. So roll keep your cool. So everyone who's hiding, roll keep your cool, and roll a second time, just 2d6 for scanner.
Okay.
Just a
Alright.
straight 2d6 for scanner.
Okay, just straight 2d6. Okay. All right.
Keep your cool is spirit. Okay.
Yep.
I got an 11.
11. You are invisible.
I'm cool.
You're cool. What did you get, Sever?
Okay. So I have good news and I have bad news.
Okay.
Okay. The good news is that one of us rolled an 8 and the other one rolled a 6.
Okay.
Scanner's fine.
Okay.
Uh
Okay. So Scanner, I think sees Jerome hiding, sees the brain in a jar hiding, and just sort of is like rolls itself up onto the stack to like a stack, like a gap in a bookshelf, and just kind of like goes into low power mode. The three of y'all though are fully sort of visible, and the librarian comes down and says, "What are you doing here?"
Amber,
You're muted.
I'm so sorry. I dropped my things down the stairs and they rolled down and I had to come and grab it, you know? And I know that sounds really, really sus, but I mean, there was nobody else at the front desk and I just figured it would be easy and fine to just come down here and grab my thing that my books that I dropped. And Imogen does have the notes and paper like strewn about from her taking the notes from Hair Doctor Brain Jar.
Yeah, look, and I'm sorry, like I kind of know, like we followed down, like I know we're not supposed to be down here, but like we thought it might be kind of fun, like just to look around, just a minute, like just to look around, tee hee, and then run back up the stairs, you know.
I'm trying to mislead, distract, or trick.
Oh, you want to roll for it?
Yeah.
All right, roll for it. Because natively, she's not buying it.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to roll for it. Please. God, a 9. So
okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what are you going for here? I think you get to pick one, right?
I get to pick 3. And sorry, I get to pick 2. I get to pick 2. I create an opportunity, expose a weakness or flaw, confuse them for some time, or avoid further entanglement. Okay. I would like to create an opportunity and confuse her for some time.
So here's the thing. She does not believe you.
Fuck.
No. The thing is, she 100% does not believe you dropped your stuff and came down here.
Understandable.
What you see is she sees you and she sees Soren and she jumps to a couple conclusions.
Oh no.
And she does see Sefer as well. But you can see that she's trying very hard not to see Sefer. She doesn't want to get you into trouble. So, rather than looking, she doesn't even look directly at you, Sefer. She just sort of points and says, "You, very specifically, should not be here. For reasons I think you know. If you go now, I will not have noticed you. If you take much longer, I will have to have noticed you." Okay. I don't. And if you like sort of like back up the stairs slowly, like leaving.
Yeah, just like Imogen picks up her stuff and like kind of puts 2 and 2 together, like, oh yeah, yep, that's what we were. Sorry, I just figured it was quiet, right, Soren? Like it was a quiet place to be alone.
It was so peaceful, so intimate.
Yep. You know what kids are up to these days?
I don't. I cherish my ignorance of what
Imogen was helping me find God. It's fine.
Oh my. Go. Scoot. Both
I'm
of
going.
you.
Yes,
We're
I'm
scooting.
going to go. Yeah.
Scoot.
We are boot scooting.
And she like follows you up the stairs, like ah. And basically, once you guys are upstairs, she sort of like drags the three of you into her office, and basically begins like reading you the riot act. We're not going to necessarily have to role play this out because it's very much the what the fuck? You're more responsible than this. The two of you, why? What did you see down there? Da, 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 da. But it's very much a she's not, her heart's not really in it. She's just, this is part of her job, is making sure that people don't go down there.
Right.
She did not appear to have seen the remnants of Scanner's old chassis or the busted shelves. Jerome, you're now down there on your own. The lights have been turned off. Not really a problem for you, being kind of, 1/16 into demon mode as you are. The brain in the jar is nowhere to be seen, but Scanner kind of comes off the shelf and like looks up at you.
All right, Scanner. There's got to be a different way out of here, because there's no way our doctor came down those stairs on those wheels, right? So let's find a way out of here and see if we can get the doctor with us. So can I probably can't pick up Scanner, but I can sort of wave it to
you can pick up
follow
Scanner.
me.
Scanner only
Okay.
Scanner weighs like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
it
All
maybe less, because
So I'm gonna
like
just gonna pick up Scanner.
I mean,
and
maybe kind of
and go
unwieldy,
after
but yeah.
Gotta go after the doctor. I've got this, box on my arm with a big eye sticking out from it, and it's fine.
it's the size of a printer. Like
using
but
the little
desktop.
bit of glow from its lights, to find my way in the dark. It's very useful. And yeah, gonna listen and try to find where the doctor went. And then see if we can find the back way out of here. Because after all, yeah, like how do you get in here with tank treads? There's got to be a way. There's got to be a loading bay, something like. How'd all these books get in here too? They didn't come down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So gonna go looking for the doctor in the dark.
Okie dokie. I would like you to. You can choose. You can choose to either investigate a place of power or escape situation.
Okay. Probably escape. What are the? Let's see here. Blood versus investigation. Where is that one?
Blood versus mortality. Rolling with a faction.
Oh, I do know mortals real well.
Yeah.
It's almost like I need to know mortals well to steal their souls and such. So not really steal, just help them belong to the right place. So I'm gonna roll with mortality. All right, not superb, but still an 8. No, I got an 8 with the modifier. Yes, I like it. Okay,
Excellent.
8.
So you are using here your you could mark mortality, but I think you did last session. You are using here your understanding of just how people think and like your knowledge of like layouts of buildings. And you do eventually find a hidden door. It's not like hidden, it's just clearly not used very often. And has like a kind of recessed knob, so that it doesn't like catch on carts or things like that. When you go through, you do see what was probably once the bottom of like a loading dock, that has now become the brain in a jar's like little office. It is full of books. You see its arm. You see his arm. What used to be its little grabby gripper, sort of lying on the shelf there, and you see Dr. Brainial is in there right now. Is just kind of in the closet there, just like, is she gone?
Yeah, she's gone. But we gotta. All right, it's time to get out of here. We've got things to do. We've got power to investigate. So, are you're coming along, right? I pick up
Yes,
his little hand. Maybe we could reattach this.
that would be preferable. It has been very annoying not to have it. Tell me, demon child, what is your allegiance?
Uh, not to you.
No.
No. Oh, so yeah. To my patron.
Who is your patron?
Uh, I don't feel like that's pertinent right now.
I think it is.
Oh yeah. It's not the children of Adam. It's I don't know. Is this going to stop you from coming along?
I don't think it is.
You are very young. I think perhaps maybe you have not been inducted.
Okay. Look, it's not that I have any problem sharing this most of the time. It's just that I really don't trust you. But let me tell you that everything that I represent is for what I feel to be the best thing for everyone. It's really like for the greater good as I see it. And I think that's all you need to know, really. Can I roll Don't Look at Me when you mislead someone, and I can roll with heart? Because I am heartfelt that this is true. On the other hand, I know that this is for the intent solely to get him out of this place. So it is kind of a mislead.
Okay, go for it.
That is 5, but I get to roll with heart. That is 7.
So what are you?
Is 7 good enough? I can't remember.
7 meets it. 7 meets
Okay.
it. It is technically a success.
Hmm.
It is not a.
That's right. 7 to
seeding. Yeah,
7 to 9. Okay.
9.
Yeah.
7 to 9. Excuse me, is a regular success. Let's see. Don't look at me. You mislead someone. Roll with heart instead of mind. Okay, so yeah, you can pick 2: opportunity, weakness, or flaw. Confuse them. Avoid entanglement.
Oh wait, weakness sounds good. Where is mislead? Create doctor, expose a weakness. Oh yeah, expose a weakness or flaw with the doctor and their sensibilities and what they're going for. I want to expose some sort of flaw that Jerome can capitalize on to get them to agree that Jerome represents somebody that is no threat to Herr Doctor, without actually revealing his alignment with Ivy and the Coven.
Okay. I feel like the weakness you perceive here in the doctor's thinking is that the doctor was not. It is exactly as he said to you. He thinks that the 4 of you have the capacity to create a universe and be gods. he's not going to let you out of his sight. He will follow you. He thinks you have that power and he wants to be near that power. That's why he was with the sons of Adam. What's the other one that you would like? You
Oh,
get to
that's
pick
right. I
two.
get two. Yeah, I think that the follow-on part of that was then creating the opportunity out of that to not have to answer him about my allegiance directly. So the opportunity being that, yeah, I think that it's pretty straightforward. Actually, maybe I didn't need to roll for this, but basically, like,
Yeah.
well, we're gonna investigate this tunnel perhaps or doorway into the bright. You should come along. It's going to be a great opportunity, and we might need your knowledge. But I think it's irrelevant who I represent. It's more maybe what I represent, and what I represent is actually caring about people and values and openness and honesty and caring for each other. And it doesn't really matter who I represent, then, does it?
You sort of see again, because he doesn't have any facial expression when he's quiet, it's hard to get a vibe. But you he says, "All right, I will go with you." And he follows you. You find again a uh uh it's again a little bit like you uh it just sort of like leads you to sort of like like an unused hallway out to like a loading dock. Um and you are the hinges are real rusty. It takes a shoulder to open the door. Um when you get outside, it takes you a moment. You realize that you're still carrying um
Scanner, yeah.
scanner. Uh Scanner's little eye goes wide, and like the tank treads start to kind of like reverse as you are carrying it out. Um
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
uh
Yeah, it's a lot out here. It's fine. It's all right.
okay. You sort of talk to it comfortingly, and eventually they stop trying to flee back into the comfort of the only place they've ever experienced. Um,
Uh, Now what do I do? Look around. I guess we head back over toward. Wait, did we get dropped off? How did we get here? I thought we got a
you
ride
took
from.
public transport. You took public
Oh,
transit
that's
because
right. Because public transportation is amazing and everybody should support it.
you know
So I'm gonna head toward the bus stop, I guess. Like, I'm gonna look around for everyone, hoping they're gonna come out of the door, but also just in case what's her name comes out of the door, the teacher. I don't want to be seen, so I'm gonna surreptitiously kind of go around the parking lot and try to start making the way back the way we came.
the three of you in the office are kind of getting read the you're getting read the riot act. There's a lot of yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, we're sorry, ma'am. Um, is there you have this other opportunity here sitting in this office in the archive again to try to maybe grab at some information. This is another person who's in this room who knows a lot of things. Is there anything that you try to lead her on to say to you? Is there anything that you want clarification on?
feel like the answer is yes, but I'm not quite sure exactly like what,
Yeah.
right? Like exactly what particular piece of information I would like to get clarification on.
I
Right.
think that and like Soren would also be deferring to Imogen of like, I'm not just going to walk up to this person and be like, so tell me about the Bright. I need to know
Right.
everything about this.
So this is the librarian asking us if we have questions.
No, the librarian is yelling at you.
Okay.
But you know this person. Like you've worked for this person. You've worked for her for ages. Um
Hmm.
she's you know, a work friend.
Mm.
Um so and you know that like a lot of librarians, like a lot of people who are in specialty fields, it's not hard to get her to go off on a tangent. Um And so one of the things that she just says is, "What possessed you to go there as opposed to any of the other quiet rooms?"
I mean, you were a
I'm
teenager
sorry. I'm
once.
sorry, ma'am. It was my fault. I There's not a lot that I understand about being a saint, and I thought that maybe Imogen could help help me understand why I was chosen and what this all means.
Yep. Yeah, no, that especially makes sense. I mean, just because I mean, getting a a mortal perspective, given all of the research that we've been doing um, prior to the budget cuts, it makes sense to.
I
And
don't.
it was quiet.
If there's any damage down there at all, I have to write you up. So, I hope it was worth it.
Sefer just sitting quietly and sweating.
Please just go. We'll inspect. If everything's fine down there, it'll be fine. If not, I'll let you know.
Understood. I'm sorry for betraying your trust.
She like does that like I want to argue with you. I'm like that so mad. I know I shouldn't keep
Mm-hmm.
yelling at you, but I want to. Then she's just like, just go. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Not you stay. She points at Sefer. One
Um,
moment.
yeah, yeah, okay. Why?
I want to speak with you.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. That's fine.
Um,
Yeah, no problem.
if Soren and Imogen leave, you go out and you see Jerome standing at the bus stop with the brain in a jar and scanner under his arm. Those two, I understand why they were there. What were you doing?
Honestly, just okay. So we were like
Mm.
sneaking around, and I'm not sure what they were getting into. I don't really understand it, honestly. It's kind of categorically disgusting to me as a process. But
Okay.
they were going to the place, and I was kind of like, I'm curious. All right, look, like, I know that there's stuff down there that pertains to, you know, what I am, and I was curious. I wanted to know more. I wanted to understand more about who I am, what I am. I know that makes a lot of people uncomfortable.
It makes a lot of people uncomfortable, and a lot of people who are very capable and would not hesitate to make you very uncomfortable. I don't disagree with you trying to find out more. Don't get caught. You can't afford to get caught anymore. I hope this is not your last warning. Go meet your friends. I'm sure they're wondering why I've kept you. What was that?
That was Sefer, me mumbling as Sefer.
Okay. And you back on out of her office and meet back at the bus stop with the brain in a jar. Who, as you recall, originally you had sort of just thrown a blanket on top of him before.
Sure, they've seen weirder things on a bus.
I mean, you're not in New York. I'm pretty sure you could fully have a brain in a jar and no one would say a goddamn thing.
Look over to people like,
Clearly
nope,
a prop.
Nope, not my business.
Not
Nope,
my
not getting
business.
involved with that, whatever
Nope.
that is.
No, if I ask, they'll ask me for money. But yeah. So it's finally the end of this interminable day. You all, I guess, disperse. Do you go home? Do you go back to, well, I mean, 3 of you are going back to Sefer's. Imogen, do you go home? Do you go to Sefer's?
I'm already super grounded, and I'm sure the librarian is going to tell my dad. So fuck it. Fuck it. We ball. Let's go Sefer's.
Party at Sefer's, yeah.
Party at Sefer's.
We could actually have a sleepover.
Ain't no party like a Sefer party, because a Sefer party has just lots of existentialism.
Earlier in this day, you talked about having popcorn and watching Shrek.
Mhm.
So you now have the opportunity to do that. The first movie you could show Scanner could be Shrek.
Popcorn, Shrek, and pizza bagels. That's what I'm saying.
This does sound good.
What do you do with the brain in a jar, which fully is just following you?
Offer it a Pizza bagel.
I think he's just part of the gang now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
You just
Herr Mueller is our
Oh,
yeah.
God. Yeah.
Mueller? Is that what their name was?
No, that's the name of the German teacher from my high school.
Oh.
So
Brainial, that's fine. Herr Dr. Brainial Mueller. That's fine.
Has a good flow. Has a good flow.
Yeah, so you guys rock up to Sefer's house with the brain in a jar. Sefer, do you just go in through the front door with Brainial? Like you can.
What an intriguing question.
I'm just wondering because how your mother greets you.
Right. Like we will eventually have to address the brain in the jar in the room.
Both.
Yes. Several. Plural even. Honestly, I think at this point, Zephyr's like, look, we are talking about like world-ending shit. Like, we gotta rip some of these band-aids off. Like,
Right. So
yeah.
So you guys walk in into the living room. Your mother, Sister Marie is in there again. She's not wearing the full habit anymore. It's sort of the evening. She's sort of taken things off. She's sort of wearing her it's like 7 o'clock, so she's preparing to go to bed. She is her hair is down, she's wearing much more casual clothing. And she says, "Oh, hi. Oh, Imogen. I was able to talk to your mother and father, and they're okay with you staying for tonight for study group. I was able to convince them that it's all okay." What the fuck is that?
what the heck is what?
And she has a gun out. Like she went from being like, "Oh, we're talking about things," and then suddenly she's strapped. Like she's fully just gun in hand, pointed directly at the brain in a jar.
Okay, hang on. Whoa, Mom. Hey, wait, hold up. Hang on. Wait a second. Just give me a sec. I can explain. I can explain several things.
Please.
Yes. Okay. All right. So this is Herr Dr. Brainial. He is a former coworker of Uncle Tony. But he's part of the gang now. Mostly because Uncle Tony and the Sons of Adam wouldn't let him join their end of the world club. And then this is Scanner. I made them. Well, not really. It's not made precisely. Like so, the majority of the Hawaiian electronic components were actually manufactured in Taiwan. I'm pretty sure at the Dianyao Gongshi. Um, but but at this point, I have gave him wheels.
Treads. You gave him treads.
Oh.
They are also part of the gang. I just want to say I know I do not want to uh be that homunculus. But you are always telling me that I need to make new friends.
She holsters the gun and she says, "I'm not going to get distracted by the bullshit. What's this about the end of the world?" And that's where we're gonna wrap for tonight.
I do suppose we kind of had been dancing around that one for a while.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Just a
well,
little tiny baby bit.
Tiny baby
yeah,
bit.
but all right, yeah, but again, we gotta rip some band-aids off. We gotta.
So this has been Thy Kingdom Come. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. This was perhaps more of a talky episode and less of a, smash and shit episode, but that's okay. We
I
do
feel like
both
some of that's
here.
coming down the pipe.
That's
It's
kind
coming.
of Urban Shadows. It's like we have like 2 or 3 talky episodes and then everything fucking explodes. That's how we do it here. So wrapping things up, everybody go on through, tell us who have you been, tell us where we can find you, starting with Amber.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as The Space Jamber. You can find me anywhere there's internet at The Space Jamber. .cool. Anyway, I've been Imogen, pronouns they, she, and God, I'm just sleepy. I don't have anything to plug.
Fair.
It's 11 at night and we're all over 30.
It's 11 p.m. Do you know where your homunculus is?
Making
No,
friends, apparently.
Creating life.
literally
Creating
making
life?
friends.
Yeah.
Roaming the earth.
The real great work was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah. Bedlam.
Hello, I'm Bedlam. I've been playing Jerome Nears. And you can find me here at LFTA. And in a few days, Thursday, I believe, you can find me in Never Ember's Enigma, along with JD and Dilla. And we're going to be doing some heisting. I don't know exactly what's coming up next, but it is exciting. And it's there could be a jailbreak. It could be. There could be. There's a lot going on. So, come find out what's happening in Waterdeep in the D&D universe. And yeah, cool. That's where I am. I'm here.
Brendan.
Yeah, okay, guess that's me. Hi, everybody. I have been Brendan playing Sefer. I am mostly here on LFTA. I am also in kind of dropping to like Sefer's Register now, too. I am also on Academy H, our Masks Actual Play podcast, where I play Alex Sandowski, aka Victory. Also, JD is on that as well. I also am the GM for our Monster of the Week Actual Play podcast, Cryptic Community College, that is between seasons right now. I am also running our Wildcard Wednesdays Power Rangers game that Della guest stars on periodically. We have a session of that coming up this Wednesday, where I think things are gonna get a little funny. We're over halfway through, and so some stuff is gonna start coming to a head. It's going to be a wild and crazy time, and then may have some stuff coming down the pipe in the near future. And I will drop more details about that as they become available.
Fantastic. And JD.
Hey, I am JD. I can be found on the internet at JD Not Jason Dean. As mentioned, you can find me this Thursday as Riv in Never Ember's Enigma, where Riv and part of the crew are apparently about to be in a bar fight in the astral plane. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm just there trying to rescue my boyfriend whose soul is there. It's also fine. We still need to have a relationship talk. You can find me as well on Sunday for Academy H, where I play Casimir Bright, aka Spectral, and in the intervening time this Friday, I will be over with Folk and Myth, where I am joining their ongoing Vampire the Masquerade game for Season 2, where we will be exploring the vampiric underground of Montreal. I am playing a Hekata. It is going to be a very, very good time. And I have a bunch of other things that I do. I'm not going to say them now. Follow me on socials to find out about them.
JD, are you going to have a Quebecois accent?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Because it would
damn.
be a travesty to everyone, and Bleak would murder me.
That's fair. That's
See, I'm
fair.
over here being like, JD, you characters have a lot of boyfriends with like precarious soul situations. Like,
I sure do. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's not intentional.
Is it?
uh-huh,
You know.
sure,
You don't have a
sure.
boyfriend with a precarious soul in this thing, but you do have
Just a
a
pet.
fox with a precarious soul.
It's true. I just have those around me who love me have precarious souls, apparently.
Mhm.
I mean, that sounds very gender, though. It's to like, oh, I'm a boyfriend and I have a precarious soul. My pronouns are he, all.
Correct.
I do
Yeah.
feel like I've seen that Tumblr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Della. I've done this. I will probably continue to do this until someone stops me. You can find me also on Thursday, where I will be playing B, who is not actually the same as Maria. She talks a lot faster, but she is currently doing a lot of really cool research that's about to get interrupted by a fuck ass demon, and I'm cranky about it. I've got a rock. I've got a pet rock in that game, except I think my it's pet gnome. We're not gonna worry about that. You can also find me eventually on Redacted when it comes back, which it will
Next week.
next week. I'm excited. I have not gotten to be my terrifying duplex of lost souls in quite some time. And I'm just really excited to get back to talking like the bearer. I haven't wrecked my voice in a while. That's where you can find me. I did a guest star in the Brendan's Power Rangers game, which was very, very fun. I don't have anything else coming up. You can find me on Blueski at Durla and that's all. So, yep. Thank you, and good night.
Yeah, don't go away. We are going to be raiding our friends over at Tales from the Table Studio. A couple of our cast members are also in a game right now. So don't go away. Tell them you said hi. Be cool.
Or we'll find you.